right, let's see if Chris fixed our problemo.
Yeah, it
seems
good.
Working.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Amy.
I'm Whitney.
We
are on the hunt.
I don't know why we're bobbing our heads like freaking turtles wanting
We
food.
did a real weird neck thing. Okay.
Hey guys, welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Episode 45.
Oh my god.
So we feel like
although
it's
there
almost
aren't
a milestone.
45 up.
They're coming
We're
back.
getting there.
We're getting there.
Yes.
Whitney's been burning the midnight oil.
I have.
Listening.
I'm halfway through an episode today, so I have to go through and edit all my cursing because I am a
And
mess.
I keep telling you I'm going to finish mine and then help you out, and then my weekends are just gone.
I know.
I don't understand where they go.
Well, and you
It's
don't need to do
ridiculous.
that. I'm doing them because it's my duty as my 50% of this podcast, and it's literally all of my edits.
We are our shareholders. We are.
Yes, we are. I need to send you the profits from our merch sales also. They abound.
Will they even cover our Spreaker subscription?
No,
Okay,
$7 per month. God. Oh, Lord. Okay.
We need to Venmo you for that. Okay,
No,
we
it's-
need to have a business meeting. This is not the time for this. Keep my profit from the merch. It will give me 1 month of Spreaker.
Thanks, girl. By the way, we have merch. Go on our
Yeah.
Instagram if Instagram is
My daughter
working.
has been wearing the crap out of her
Really?
merch. Yes.
Yes.
She wore her sweatshirt to the movie theater with her friend the other day.
What?
And she's worn the t-shirt Mandy gave her to school.
Oh.
So she's...
Oh my gosh, no one in Silex wants to
her
listen
hair,
to us.
Her hair covers the whole thing, basically.
God. Oh my God, you guys.
But if there's a good wind pickup,
Yes,
then her
then
hair
people
moves,
will see
can
it.
see.
Go on our
But
Instagram.
our logo's on the front.
Exactly. Go on our Instagram. We've got the link in our bio. We'll take you to our merch page. I think on Facebook too. Yeah, on Facebook it's linked too.
And they really are, guys. They are super high quality.
They really are high quality.
Surprised. But remember, if you get the women's fitted tee, order up
Two sizes.
2 sizes.
Depending on the size of your boobies.
Yes. If you have fake ones like me, definitely size up.
We talk about your boobies so much
We
on
really
this podcast.
listen. It's October. It's
Hey.
Breast Cancer Awareness
Hey,
Month.
truth.
If ever I was going to talk about my boobies, it is now.
Hey, if you've had your boobies cut off and then new ones put in, you can talk about it all you want.
That's exactly right.
All the time.
I'm the bionic woman.
You are. Your boobies can repel
And get
bullets.
them checked out, guys.
Dude. I should probably do that.
I have to talk to you about something later, too.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
By the way, I'm fine.
Oh, my God.
It's not me.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right. What are you watching, Amy? You said you're a movie
yeah.
critic.
I,
Tell me what you're watching.
I binged watched this weekend The Maid on Netflix.
heard of that.
Amazing.
Never heard of it.
It really sheds a light on domestic violence and talking about, though not so much, people are always like, well, if they don't hit you, it's not domestic violence. It's like, no.
Right.
You can be verbally abused. You can be, left to feel super abandoned by everyone you know and isolated. And it's so much more difficult. I felt like the show shed so much light on how difficult it is to get out of that situation when you have a child or children. So for people who are constantly like, people living off the system and it's like, listen, if programs like that didn't exist, there are people who would be trapped in situations where they're being abused and literally have no way out.
Yeah.
And it does a good job too of, I feel like the main character of it, she really struggles with how she is perceived when she's trying to get out of this situation. Like she feels like everyone's just calling her, no one is, but like words change on paper she's reading and stuff to like, food stamp, junkie, or, like there's all this stuff. And it's like, it's hard enough to get out of a situation like that. So, and there is help out there.
Yes.
There's so many organizations. So if don't ever feel like you can't get out, there is a way. Look them up. There's, I know we still have like here in our area even, we had like the Robertson Center.
Yeah, we have shelters here.
Yeah.
I know there's oftentimes like text options too, because a lot of times you're not safe to talk on the phone or things like that.
Or if you're even allowed to have a phone.
Right.
Which is sometimes a form of that. So anyway, sorry, didn't mean to go down that sad rabbit hole, but I highly recommend it.
Sounds
and
good.
I've also started watching Midnight Mass.
I saw that pop up. Is that on Netflix too?
Yes, that's on Netflix as well. It
looked interesting.
It started out a little slow for me, but it's starting to pick up.
Okay.
There's something supernatural going on, but I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty good.
That sounds interesting.
I recommend it.
Last weekend I binged Clickbait on Netflix. Have you seen that? It's really.
I started it. Is that the one where they like kidnap the guy?
Yes.
Okay.
It ended pretty. It was shocking a little bit. It was pretty interesting.
Okay,
actually.
I'll have to finish it. I watched the first couple episodes and then I think I got into something. You know how that is.
Of course.
How that can go.
And of course, Evil.
Which I finally watched because you kept saying it, and then I'm like, oh, I've already watched this. I just didn't.
Oh my god! Well, you need to get Paramount Plus. Keaton Will Love You Forever, which like literally is the worst. I do not need any more streaming services. It's the worst subscription of all time. The only reason I get it's for that and the new Paw Patrol movie.
Well, I do that with Epics just for Chapel Wait. So I'm like, I'll probably have to.
Well, I'm just gonna
Epics.
As soon as it's over, exactly done, and then the next time,
which is an excellent show. But I know I've talked about it on here before, but highly recommend if you have Epics.
Great. Also, reading all kinds of crap. You can follow me on Goodreads.
Yeah. I'm so bad about posting on there.
Oh, I'm such a freaking dork about it. I set my my yearly goal 52 books this year.
Look at you. I'm reading a YA book right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got it.
I love YA books. 100%.
Yeah. So anyways, we know you're not here for our book. Nope. We just feel like we've been recording 2 episodes.
Yes.
Every time we get together now. So we feel like we're really good at opening like our first episode with kind of like tidbits and what's going on in the world. And then we just jump right into number 2
because we're tired.
We're just here.
Yeah, we're already been talking.
Yes, and today we're particularly tired because it's a Monday. I worked all day today. Our last episode was like an hour and a half long. This is just never ending. So,
oh Lord.
So there you go. There were some tidbits, and we don't know what the future holds, but so far Brittany is living her best life.
Oh, Brittany. God, her and Sam's Instagram gives me life, though.
Yeah.
Although so many naked pictures, I'm like, Brittany, girl. But I mean, whatever.
You know what?
Who
She's
cares?
liberated.
She is. And
she's a grown woman, too.
She's a grown
Post away, Whitney. Brittany?
Yes, I will. Oh, my God. That's the greatest compliment someone could ever bestow upon me. God, I love you, Brittany. And you know what I want for Brittany? I just want her to retire and live her life.
Yes.
You know?
She deserves it.
She does. Watch those documentaries if you haven't already. Have we stressed that enough?
And she's got plenty of money, and so for all the haters, like, she's going to blow it in 2 years. She
really doesn't, though. Where did her money go? That is a question.
Well, yeah, she only has $60 million left. And she was, during her Vegas residency, she was making $1 million a week.
That's insane. I know.
So there's no way that's all. Okay.
Sorry. Anyway, God, I love her. I literally cried watching every one of those documentaries. Wearing my Free Britney shirt. Kyle's like, why are you crying? I'm like, don't look at me. Anyway, I've loved her since she was
emotional time.
It is since I was like 15 years old. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna do my story tonight. I'm talking about the Queen Mary.
Oh,
okay. I really have a California theme going on these two.
And I've seen some episodes of like ghost hunting shows.
It's
I love how like, every time you say your theme, I go, ooh. I need to come up with something new. So cheesy and lame. Ooh.
Did you see who's going to be singing at the Super Bowl halftime show?
A bunch of people.
Let's see. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
like
glad you can recall who it was. I just knew
Kendrick
it was like
Lamar, who I don't know really anything about him. I'm like 100-year-old.
Which I think is amazing. I love it. But I also imagine a bunch of like the Super Bowl crowd being like, I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah,
don't watch. Shut up.
Yeah,
Get over yourself and freaking. Like,
Amy's so angry at the Super Bowl.
Well, people need to broaden their horizons.
Oh, I know. Well, and I mean, hello. They were talking about some of hip hop's prominent,
successful
ever. I mean, it's
performers.
Like our
we
dream
don't even
come
know what they're called. Hip hop artists. They're artists.
We are the whitest of the white artists. They are artists.
Artistes, if you will.
If you will. God. I'll never forget when I had the Slim Shady LP and my mom listened to it and was like, what the actual F is this? And I'm just like...
Do you follow Devin Sawa on Instagram?
No!
Why are you not?
I don't know.
First
Devin,
of all, hello.
I always said Devin Sawa.
I don't know. I don't know either. Wrong. I don't care, but I'd say it anyway.
What's that movie he was in that's so
Casper?
good? No. Nope.
Hey, that was a great movie.
No, the one that's like scary.
Oh. Final Destination.
Yes. So
I was just thinking because he was Stan in the Eminem videos.
Yeah,
so every once in a while he'll post like memes of like his Stan
Eminem.
videos.
Did you see
He's really funny, by the way.
Devin Sawa?
Yeah.
Did you see Eminem's? I don't know if this is real or not, but I saw an article somewhere that Eminem's mom opened a restaurant called Mom's Spaghetti from the song.
Well, she doesn't need to be monetizing off his success.
But
she was like a terrible mother.
But he like was working the drive-thru and like handing out food. But yes,
so they mended their ways. Then
yeah,
maybe?
I mean, yeah, I
okay.
think she definitely was a terrible mom. Anyway,
I'm basing that on Kim Basinger portraying her in 8 Mile.
I know.
What? I feel like I remember.
Did anyone win an Oscar for those?
Doing some not so great stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
His career
for sure.
Off, so.
Eminem, what a life. He has brownish black hair now. It's very confusing.
It really is.
I'm like, is that you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't bleach your hair forever. That takes its toll.
It does. He would be quite bald.
Yes, quite bald. Call back. Grim Reaper.
But it's still confusing because I'm like, is that you?
Grim Shady. That's a good one. Right? That was so lame. I just clapped at my own joke.
And pointed at me. This is ridiculous. Oh my God, I'm crying.
I've been working all day.
I know. It's so great.
Exhausted.
Anyway, I'm so stoked for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I put on Instagram, here's me laughing at my own joke. This Super Bowl is every elder millennial's dream. I'm an elder millennial. Moving on, the Queen Mary.
Yes, please.
My sources, Wikipedia, Ranker, Arcadia Publishing, which is like some publishing company that someone published a book about the Queen Mary, and the Travel Channel, which used to be about traveling, now is just about ghosts.
Just paranormal stuff. That is it. Haunted towns, haunted woods.
Haunted people. Haunted objects. Haunted tables.
The Tennessee Race Chasers. Or whatever.
What?
You ever watched that one?
No, but I need to.
It's like
Oh my
guys
God.
with real thick southern accents.
The Travel Channel. Okay, it's so confusing. So, moving on, the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary is a retired British ocean liner that sailed mostly the North Atlantic from 1936 to 1967 for a cruise ship line.
And was also portrayed in Tina Turner's Rolling on the River.
What?
Wasn't that?
I have absolutely no idea.
Big wheel keep on turning.
I mean, I know the song.
It's Proud Mary Keep on Burning. Never mind. Not a Tina Turner song.
I was so confused. I'm like,
I was doing the Tina Turner.
I know. I was like, was she dancing on the Queen Mary? She's like on the top of it, whatever that's called.
Well, that would be amazing.
Again, how
I'd
do
watch
boats
it.
work? What's the thing
Yeah.
you stand on top?
The
deck.
Poop deck.
What?
Isn't it called a poop
I
deck?
don't think so.
So,
I don't think.
oh.
What?
Well, don't poop on there. I always thought that was a job. You had to swab the poop deck.
I mean, the whole top is just like covered in poop.
And why are you
Bird or
swabbing it? Just,
people?
like swabbing.
What? Swabbing, testing it? Testing it for nutrients?
Well, this is positive for poop.
John, you've not been eating enough fiber. God dang it.
Miralax.
Why do we only talk about poop? We are 12-year-old boys.
Makes up a bunch of our life.
Oh my God, okay. So nothing with Tina Turner.
No.
The ship won some awards. I don't know anything about that. Doesn't matter. During World War II, the Queen Mary was painted gray and called the Gray Ghost, and she was converted into a troop ship that ferried Allied soldiers. After that, she became a passenger transatlantic ship once again. She was officially retired from service in 1967, and she ported in Long Island, which again just reminds me of Inglewood, Long Island. I don't know, Snoop Dogg.
Oh, I was going to say like Mob Wives, but that's Staten Island.
Other side of the entire country.
Come near me, wise guy. Staten Island.
What? You always have a surprising
I don't know.
accent.
That was my Staten Island.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh.
So funny.
Drita. Drita Devanzo.
She's scary.
I think she's funny.
I know, but I wouldn't want to fight her.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't want to fight
anyone. Are you kidding?
I mean, I have a list of people I would fight. No, I don't.
No,
No, I'm like I would
be like, please don't hit me.
I imagine you being kind of feisty as a young person, though.
Oh, I was scrappy.
Yeah, not me ever. I just hid and ran.
Well, it was fight or flight in my childhood. I had no choice.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois. It's rough. It's rough out there. Okay. Whew. So, Queen Mary.
I'm not through the first page.
I'm not. I have like
your
20
long
pages.
story.
She is ported in Long Island, where she remains. Currently, the Queen Mary is a tourist attraction, museum, and hotel. We should go.
Okay.
When she was an operating ocean liner, famous people like Winston Churchill, Greta Garbo, Clark Gable all traveled on her. Wow. I only imagine the guy who portrayed Winston Churchill and the Queen as Winston Churchill. I don't know what he looks like in real life. What's that guy's name?
Oh, that portrays Winston
Yeah,
Churchill?
he's a Frasier. Or
he's off Third Rock from the Sun.
Third Rock from the Sun.
John Lithgow.
Yes! He is Winston Churchill in my head. Okay. The ship... The Queen Mary took 1,001 transatlantic crossings, which is crazy to think about.
The Titanic couldn't even make one journey.
You had one job, Titanic.
Yeah. Way to go, Queen Mary. Way to show them what's up.
Yeah. Well, she got real. Okay. And 49 recorded deaths. All right, so let's talk about all the ghosts. I have pages upon pages of ghosts.
Many ghosts.
Number 1, the white lady. There's always a white lady.
There's always a
Not
white
that
lady.
she's white, but her dress, is white. Maybe she's white.
Have you
I don't
seen
know.
that movie, The Lady in White? It's from like the 80s. Super good.
Is it a horror film?
I don't know if they would classify it horror as more as like thriller.
Okay, no, but it sounds great.
It is great.
I have a picture of her. Let me get it primed and ready to go. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, although this is an audio medium and you cannot see this, but I will post it on Instagram. Okay, so guests and workers report sightings of the White Lady, which is a woman floating at the end of the first class lounge, dressed in a white flowing evening gown from the 1930s. Okay. She has appeared during ghost tours of the Queen Mary, which I would literally poop my pants.
Yes.
Literally poop my pants.
Hey, you looking for me?
Yeah.
Here I
am. White lady.
But she can't poop her pants because she's in white. That would be
She has no bowels any
noticeable.
longer. But it's just so crazy what? She's sometimes seen dancing or gliding down the stairs towards the lobby. She really leads this fancy life. Are you ready for this? So here's a hallway.
Okay.
And then let me zoom in.
Put on my bipod.
Put on your glasses. There she is.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
I mean, that looks like an old lady.
Yeah, in white.
In white. She looks like she has a bun.
She does. And it's like a profile.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Her.
We'll put it up. So that's that. Next up, little Jackie. This one's really sad. I don't like it. Jacqueline Tauren was 5 or 6 when she drowned in the ship's second-class pool. This was one of these situations they had first-class pools, second-class pools, third-class pools. And was just like,
stop.
I know. I'm like, what's the difference? I mean, I'm sure there was like.
Well, I guess we still have like first class in flying.
True.
What's that called? Airplanes.
Yeah, you got it.
I can't retrieve words.
I know, but I'm just like, screw you all in your second class pool. So that's super sad. People still hear splashing when they're around that area. A child calling to her parents.
Oh no, let her glide down the staircase. Don't make her keep drowning for all of eternity.
I know. Even responding to questions when they're asked. So she is one where during ghost tours, they do ghost hunts and ghost tours all the time. You, like Amy said, you can turn on any paranormal show and there will be something about the Queen Mary. There are many lively EVP exchanges between little Jackie and people. Like, she's very responsive and intelligent. They'll be like, hey, sing a song, and then she'll sing something, and it's like, what?
I'd be like, oh, can you just get me out of this pool?
Yeah. Please,
throw me a life preserver.
I know, it's so sad. Some people believe that Jackie has a friend. There's another child that because there was another kid that named Sarah who also drowned in the same pool in 1949. Can they just close the pool?
Or get some lifeguards on duty.
Yes, or life jackets or something. Where are her parents? Jackie is said to be very playful. You hear a lot of giggling, laughing, singing, splashing, asking for her teddy, and playing with live children. Like live kids that are around.
Interacting.
Yeah.
Well, at least she's having a good time, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Here's my note. More over a few pages. I needed highlighting. Oh, little Jackie. Here we go. Okay. So Kathy Lohr, who is a maintenance supervisor, said this about little Jackie. Quote, "We came into the pool and I heard giggling," which I mean, ugh, creepy. "The sound of a little girl playing in the area. At that point, I noticed there was splashing. The splashing, like, I also want to know, is there water in the pool? Because that also matters to me. Or is it just an empty pool?
Or you're also on a boat sitting on water.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you're
just the ocean.
You would imagine it's, splashing on the side of the boat.
Also true. But here we go. The splashing stopped. The giggling continued, and we observed wet footprints of a small child walking across the locker room. I know what I saw. I know that I saw what I saw. I'm not exactly sure why I saw it, but I know it was there." End quote.
We believe you.
Calm down, Kathy. That's so creepy, though, to see wet footprints.
Oh, no.
And no.
Or any footprints.
Dry,
Really?
wet.
Yeah.
Any at all. Moving on. Now we're going to the hull. I have no idea what part of the ship that is. Nope.
The
bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about John Henry. So John worked in the boiler room, and that's where his body was found. I don't know how he died. Okay. Who knows? Carbon monoxide poisoning? I imagine there's just like all kinds of terrible ways. Yes. Oh, this has some really creepy stuff. People see his shadowy figure lurking between the boiler room and the green room. Some people claim to have spoken to little John. Okay.
He's like, they call him Big John.
Little John and the East Side Boys. Okay, this is just John Henry. Some people claim to have spoken to John, and he usually audibly responds to questions about beer. Oh. "Hey, John, you get a beer tonight?" And he's like, "Yeah."
He's like, "I don't want to talk about any of that IPA crap.
Just give me my Budweiser." PBR. He clanks and taps on the hull, and a lot of people say it sounds like men are working down there. People who are in that area often have their cheeks brushed.
Don't be creepy.
No, I know. And like they're being pushed or tugged on, which I also don't like.
No.
Some people who walk down there, I guess like there's, ships are weird. So like at some point you have to like climb down these little holes to get to other parts of the ship, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
To get to like these areas where there's
they have like
boilers
their
and such. Exactly.
You gotta open. It's like a manhole.
Exactly. So people down below have often seen spirits looking down at them through the hole and then darting away.
Yuck.
I know.
So it's like my bag.
What?
I'm looking down the well.
Ah, yes! It's exactly like
that you thought was Britney Spears.
No, Taylor Swift.
Or Taylor Swift.
Hey, just like blonde hair. I don't know.
My brain does not work.
So that really, when I read that, I was like writing these notes last night in my dark living room, and I was getting really creeped out because I'm just like, ooh, it's looking down and it's darting away. Get out of here. The next ghost is Grumpy.
That's its name, or that's its adjective?
It's just what they call him or her or it. AKA Grumpy the Growling Ghost. The identity of this ghost is not known, but he tends to growl at visitors, so he's super crabby. He's said to lurk in a room under the stairs. Oh my gosh. There's so many times that we talk about like people under stairs on this podcast. I don't know why.
Great movie.
What?
The People Under the Stairs?
Nope. I know.
Oh, you have to watch that one.
What is it?
There's people under, it's weird, but it's amazing.
Okay, I'll look it up.
The main character's name is this, it's a kid's name. I don't remember, but it's really,
I'll look it up.
It's amazing. And it's got a real weird couple.
Okay, well, sounds good to me. Okay, so he's said to lurk in a room under the stairs near the first class swimming pool and sometimes joins John Henry in the boiler room. I don't know.
Talking about beer.
Hey, John, can I come down there to the boiler room? If you Google this, there are some audio recordings online. I just didn't have time to go on. But he's just like growling, so you've heard growling before.
Urgh.
Right.
That was not growling.
Grrr. Is that growling?
No, growling would be like
Ah!
like an animal.
Yeah,
right?
that's frightening. I don't like that at all. Next up, Captain Treasure Jones.
Oh,
Coolest captain name ever.
What a name.
He was the last captain of the Queen Mary when she was active, sailing from 1965 to 1967. He died at age 87 in 1993. So he didn't die on the Queen Mary, but he was well known for loving cigars, and people still smell cigars in the captain's quarters. Maybe it's just leftover cigars.
Yeah.
Smoke.
Who knows?
Captain Treasure. The next up, John Pedder. He was 18 years old. So this is so sad, but they say there's two stories as to how John died. The infamous door 13 located in the shaft alley, all these words like don't make sense to me, crushed John to death when he was playing chicken with another crew member. Alternatively, people say that they were running a drill and he squeezed through a door as it was completing its 60-second closing process, and he got stuck in it and crushed. I know. It's horrifying.
What a terrible way to go.
Really. He's known to leave behind greasy handprints, claims of clothing and purses being tugged on when people are down in the area where he was known to be, and again, banging on pipes. There's a lot of that. Like, you hear that in shows that you listen to it too. All right, here's a quote from a former tour guide, Nancy Ann. I don't know why I turned around, but I turned around, and standing right behind me on the step was a man. He had on blue overalls, and they were dirty. When I stepped aside to let him go through, he wasn't there. Weird! He was 18 when he died. That's so sad.
That is. And still wearing his dirty overalls.
God. Right? Next up is Dana. So legend has it that Dana's dad murdered her and her mom in room B474. So B is like the level there. And her little sister, which is really sad. Allegedly, he strangled the little sister and the mom, and then he shot Dana in the bathroom before killing himself. It's just like, can you just kill your own self and go on?
Or just go get some therapy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to kill anyone, don't kill other people.
No.
It's just horrifying. But Dana's ghost is seen around the ship. She can be seen around the second-class pool. Again, these kids are just congregating in the pool. And she sometimes joins Grumpy and John Henry. She haunts the archive, which I don't know where that is, but I want to go, and the cargo areas. She can be heard playing and hiding among the crates in the cargo area, which is kind of creepy. There's just like a little kid running and hiding.
And you can just hear it, and you can't see anything because there's all the crates.
Yeah. Misty shadows is another thing that people see when they see Dana, and they hear her crying for her mom, which just sad. I know breaks my little heart, my little tiny heart. I just have the smallest heart. Okay, this is really kind of disturbing too. So during World War II, while the ship was an Allied troop transport, the Gray Ghost sailed in a zigzag pattern as they were like crossing the Atlantic, which was customary to counter any U-boat strikes. I'm not a historian, obviously. That makes sense though, right? Yeah. So Germany made it clear that the Queen Mary was a target with a $250,000 reward for sinking. So that was a lot back then. Larger ships during this time would be escorted by smaller ships through open water to provide anti-aircraft cover. I don't know what that means. Okay.
No.
The Queen Mary had orders to never stop sailing while on the open sea. Okay? Ooh. In October 1942, the Queen Mary's escort ship, the HMS Curacoa, was struggling to keep up with the Queen Mary and decided to sail straight instead of zigzagging to recoup some ground. The Queen Mary collided so hard with the HMS Curacoa that the smaller ship was severed in two, which is like insane. Jeez. This ship though is as long or longer as the Eiffel Tower though, which if you think about laying the Eiffel Tower down, that's nuts. Very big.
Very large.
Due to her orders, the Queen Mary sailed on and couldn't stop. So the Curacoa sank in less than 6 minutes. And 99 men survived. I don't know how many died, though, but a lot died.
That's crazy. They can't even stop when there's, like,
people dying.
People dying from an accident you're partially responsible for.
Right. I think you could just like stop and not tell anyone. I don't know.
Yeah. And why? I wonder why that was a rule.
I guess because it's, I guess the anti-aircraft, what did I say? Anti-aircraft cover. It's like there were, planes flying overhead trying to bomb them and kill them.
So there would be like a sitting
troops.
target,
Yes,
I guess.
I think so.
Okay.
That's my thought. Not a historian.
Yeah. But you still,
I know.
ships don't move that fast.
Right.
Like,
well, apparently
you know what I mean?
it's going so fast that it split them in two.
Oh, no, I'm saying in comparison to an aircraft.
Oh,
like,
and what's a little ship gonna do to provide anti-aircraft?
Open ocean. Like, hello, here we are. What's it matter if we make?
Hey, everyone, hide! Look cool, look casual. And
thank God we were never in the military.
Right.
We're idiots.
Yes,
we know nothing.
But what does a little ship do to provide anti-aircraft cover? I mean, I don't understand what they're doing. Where does a tiny little ship over here? I don't know.
Don't
get
mind
it.
us.
Maybe they go. Oh, sorry. I was going to say maybe they go first, but no, they're obviously behind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Anyway, do you know? Maybe tell us.
Were you in the Navy?
Were you Were you on the Queen Mary in 1942? Mm-hmm. So John Smith, a marine engineer, who on the Queen Mary after this, claimed to hear sounds of rushing water, metal tearing, and men screaming on several different occasions while working on the bow of the ship, which is Much later, after Smith had read an article about the Curacoa, he said, quote, "The very area where I heard that same mysterious water rushing sound was the exact same area that was damaged when the ship hit the Curacoa. This is what it would have sounded and felt like if I had been in that compartment at the time." Wow, I really struggled to read that. So it's almost like he was hearing a reenactment of that.
The crash.
Yeah, which is...
Yeah. And he could feel it, too.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
That would be really scary.
Here's the saddest part. Are you ready? Others have claimed to hear what sounds like dozens of hands pounding on the sides of the ship, begging to be let aboard. I know. Ah! Let him aboard. For the love of God.
So like the people who drowned on the other boat? Or
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're just like, let us on.
That's sad.
Okay.
And you can't stop.
You can't stop.
Well, how did 99 people survive?
Maybe
did they not pick them up? They just
maybe they jumped
float around on like the fuselage or something. I don't understand. Or no, wait, they weren't in a plane, were they?
No, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they had lifeboats and again, how do boats work?
I don't know.
They probably had lifeboats, I'm sure, right? In 1942.
Because I mean, if it
surely
split it in half, the whole thing had to have sunk.
Yes,
right.
I would think.
I'm basing that off of watching Titanic. Exactly. Not even like the actual events from Titanic,
just
but the
movie.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet
which
version.
is a epic, wonderful film.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Okay, I'm coming to a close, everyone. So the restaurants and lounges. So server Carol Lydon had been working on the Queen Mary for 14 years before she had her first paranormal encounter, which is interesting.
Yeah. They're like, it's time.
Come on, Carol.
You've been here long enough.
Let's do
you
this.
Got your tenure.
Let's do this. So here's her quote. This is a really weird, and it's like if she made this up, why? It's like the weirdest thing to make up. "For some reason, I picked up a cup of coffee, went out to the tables, and there was a lady sitting there. I was so fascinated by her dress. She appeared to be in a late afternoon cocktail type dress from the 1940s. What's a late afternoon cocktail type dress?
I would be the worst who would be. Oh, that was from the 1940s.
No, who knows that? I know. I don't understand. Yeah. She had dark hair rolled at the sides and no makeup on. She seemed very pale and I never saw her move. I left the table, went up about 10 feet, turned around, and she was vanished. She had vanished.
Gone.
So it's like I don't know, it's just a weird thing to make up. I went to get coffee and then I went back here. It's very anticlimactic to make up. So Leslie Schirmacher, a bartender in the Starboard Lounge, claims to be personally haunted by a ghost she calls Bruce, who moves wine glasses around, period. That is all.
Bruce, you jokester.
She's so sick of Bruce messing with her job. She can't even handle it. The next ghost is the woman in the bathing suit.
Please do not let that be my ghost. Lord have mercy.
Forever. It's just me with my melting.
My bathing suit that comes all the way up to, it's a 2-piece, but the top meets the bottom somehow. It's craziness.
My melting stomach on full display for eternity. God. I cannot be those people on Instagram that are just like loving themselves.
No, body positivity. Nope. I'm all for it.
Yes,
I think it's
I
amazing.
just don't have
I'm
it.
so glad we live in a world where that exists now.
Yes.
But that ship has sailed for me. I grew up in the 90s when heroin chic was a thing. That's what you were supposed to look like. Yeah. So I just perpetually hate myself. That's never going to change.
I need surgery.
I need surgeries.
God, no, you don't. Back to the woman in the bathing suit.
Okay, sorry. She probably doesn't.
She's in her late 20s, early 30s, so she probably is like loving
childless.
Loving her body. Anyway, okay, so she's in the first class pool. When the area is quiet, visitors have claimed to see woman in bathing suit. She appears to be in her late 20s, early 30s, is in a 1930s style suit. Again, what is that? I don't know.
I imagine it being like one piece.
Yes.
And she has like one of those swim caps on with flowers on it.
Yeah, that's cute. Okay, I can hang with that. She's often seen heading to the changing rooms or walking along the edge of the pool. Footsteps or puddles appear just before she does. Dun, dun, dun.
I think it's interesting they're leaving wet footprints.
I know. Isn't it weird? Yeah. Okay, the last story I have is about room B340. So the Queen Mary has 355 rooms, and most are considered haunted. When you check in, the front desk actually gives you a list of every room on the ship and the paranormal activity associated. So
that's kind of cool.
It is. They're
like,
really playing this up.
Expect.
Right. They're really playing it up, which, I mean, that's what the ship's known for, so why not?
It's a business.
Right. B deck is considered the hub and the most paranormal, especially room 340. So strange noises, footsteps, faucets turning on and off, hangers moving in the closet, furniture moving, voices, guests being touched, comforters being ripped off, which is again,
don't mess with my blankets. That's pulled up to my chin for a reason.
Yeah. And I was actually just listening to one of our old episodes, and you were like, "My blanket is my shield. It's my protective." It is. It protects us from murderers and ghosts.
It does.
Yeah. So haunted and so many issues that management has actually closed that room, which it's kind of like, well, hold on, I'll get there in a second. So ghosts and guests in neighboring rooms still report unusual noises and full-bodied apparitions that appear and then vanish through the wall into B340. Weird. Nobody knows why this room is so active. Some say a staff member was killed in it. Others say a pregnant bride isolated herself and went insane because her lover rejected her and her baby. Oh, God. Again, that whole narrative. Stop.
You could do it on your own, girl.
Right. Or Disney made it all up. And I'll get to it.
Okay.
The Disney Corporation bought the Queen Mary in 1988 when it bought out Rather Corporation, which managed the Queen Mary at the time. So it seems from my research that Disney still owns the Queen Mary. What does Disney not own, by the way?
Yeah, no kidding.
Marvel, Star Wars crap.
At least they haven't turned it into one of their Disney cruise ships.
Thank God. But some people say that, like, you know, it's okay, 340, it's the most haunted room. It's so haunted it has to be closed. So like everyone's like, oh, I want the rooms right next to it. So cool. And then obviously shadow people are seen everywhere.
Yeah. Obviously.
Oh my God, there's more. Oh, I thought it was done. Oh my God. Okay, there's just two more quick pages. William E. Stark was a second senior staff officer who wanted a drink on September 18th, 1949. His captain had given him permission to have a drink, which I guess they couldn't drink while they were working. I don't know. So he was on the hunt for some alcohol. A steward, F.R. Stokes, found some gin and he gave it to William. Well, it turns out it wasn't gin, that another shipmate had used that empty gin bottle to store tetrachloride, which is a cleaning agent. So
why did you put that in gin? I thought you were going to say peanut.
Yeah, it's like, could you label that? Tetrachloride, or
like a skull with crossbones.
Exactly.
Something.
So Stark's like, I've drank some kind of acid, and Stokes is like, sorry, I thought it was gin.
My bad.
So obviously, William E. Stark died days later, and he can be seen standing near the control panel with a clipboard in his hand.
Oh, God.
Working for eternity.
Acid, and now you're working
With your
Great,
clipboard.
clipboard.
I do love a good clipboard.
Why
though.
couldn't I have died once iPads were a thing? Dang it.
So sad. And it's speculated that he's still just looking for some gin. Next up, the Dude. The Dude frequents Sir Winston's restaurant and lounge. There must be multiple
Chris
restaurants.
probably likes this.
I know, the Dude. We're surrounded by the Dude
Big
memorabilia.
Lebowski, yes.
He's often seen wearing a top hat. He has tails and slicked back hair. He's known to clear his throat loudly behind guests to get their attention.
Ew.
I know. And freaking rude.
Yeah, you could just say hello.
Right, and that's creepy. And then quickly floats through a wall when they turn around. So he's like, bye! Don't look at me!
Made you look.
Right. Or he's seen at the bar with a huge grin on his face.
Ew.
Again.
Why is he called the Dude?
I don't know, because it's like back here. This is legit my last
Elvis.
page. 3 more things. Winston Churchill, also known as John Lithgow. The M deck was reserved for Winston Churchill and his peeps. I didn't write that. I don't know why I just said that. I don't even say that. He often said the Queen Mary was his headquarters at sea. Many guests hear thumps, bumps, voices, and throat clearing again, which Winston Churchill, again, this is just from me watching The Crown, but he seemed very sickly. So maybe he's ill. That's why he's clearing his throat. Near his suite and the overwhelming smell of heavy cigar smoke. Next up, ghost cats. EVPs of meows have been heard in the changing rooms near the first and third class pools. These pools are intense. Don't go there. Some people feel invisible cats brushing up against their legs.
Oh.
Your face.
Why? I was just thinking, who had cats on the boat?
They talked about
I guess
that.
to catch mice and stuff.
Well, no one brought cats aboard, but
Oh.
they think that some strays got on there at some point, and then probably, yeah. Last up, World War II soldiers. So during World War II, again, the Queen Mary carried as many as 800,000, or was that 5? I can't remember.
A lot.
One of those soldiers overseas. The Queen Mary still holds the record for the most people aboard a floating vessel at once, with 16,683. Overcrowding was a real issue, with troops crowded in rooms at 120 degrees Fahrenheit with no ventilation. So they're like,
that's miserable.
I know, way down deep in there. It's so sad. It's estimated that there was a burial at sea every 4 hours while they were traveling. So, I mean, obviously people were dying often. Numerous sightings of World War II era soldiers roaming the A, B, and M decks can be seen. EVPs have been collected of men speaking of military duties and commands. So if you go online and Google this, EVPs out the wazoo. So there's tons of stuff to hear. And that's the Queen Mary.
Good job.
Holy smokes!
I'm so glad you had a good one, because mine sucks.
Well, mine has sucked many times.
And then I had a mini panic attack today, because I'm like, have we already done this? But whatever.
Okay, let's hear it. What is it?
Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. I don't know. Hopefully, if we have, this is different stories. I'm doing missing time.
No, we've never done that.
Okay.
Oh, that's fascinating, though.
Okay, good. Well, don't get your hopes up.
Okay.
I don't think this is great.
Hopes are up, everyone.
So my sources are onlineclock.net.
Literally missing time.
Yes. And Thought Catalog. And I think that's it.
Thought Catalog, though.
I didn't
we go
go
to
too far.
Hey, it's hard doing 2 in 1 week.
It really is.
People are like, then
The
stop.
excuse, just shut up. with the
Everyone's like, then
excuses.
just stop. Yes.
All right. So what is missing time?
What is it, Amy?
It is a gap in conscious memory identified with a certain time. This gap can span a few minutes to a few hours to a few days in length. Memories of instances occurring during that time period often have to be retrieved by hypnosis or through dreams. An individual experiencing missing time will be performing an everyday task or traveling somewhere. He will glance at the time, and at some point this person will awaken, check the clock, and notice that minutes or hours have passed during which they have no memory or awareness, which would be really creepy.
Absolutely.
Organized religion has no specific definition of missing time. It tends to define such phenomena as visions. Psychology has very little to say, but does consider missing time experiences as having otherwise perfectly healthy minds and not usually suffering from various mental diseases. Ultimately, as the field of science, it needs to study the phenomena in depth before coming to a conclusion. So now we're going to go to some instances of missing time. And I do know that a lot of times when trauma is involved, people do have missing memories. So I wouldn't, but this is something totally different. So not to be confused with. So I think that's why they're kind of throwing in psychology. It does weigh in on it with experiences.
Missing time seems like it'd be right in the moment. You'd look and be
you
like,
realize
what?
then that you have missing time, not years later. You're like, I can't remember when I was 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember when I was 5. Right.
So it says, okay, and this just jumps right into some
here
stories.
We go. Love it.
Child walking home from school notices the odd silence around him, despite the traffic and everyday motion on a city street. The street he turns onto to get home seems to get farther away the closer he gets to it.
Oh.
Which super creepy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're just walking and walking.
So it's like he's doing this, but there's an awareness too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Suddenly, he awakens to find himself across town with his mother's car parked close to him. The door open and his mother beckoning to him to get into the car. His mother told him she suddenly heard a voice in her head tell her to get the child. He needs you. There was no explanation for how far the boy got to the other side of town, but approximately an hour had elapsed since he noticed the eerie quietness in the city streets.
That's crazy.
So everything just got like super quiet. The road, he seems to be walking towards it, but it's getting further away, and then it's an hour later, and he's on the other side of town.
It's almost like a wormhole.
Yeah.
You know?
And how's his mom, something's telling her to go get him, and how does she know where to go?
Yeah, it's like, is that a mom intuition thing, or is it like a being communicating
communicating, like, hey, we took your kid, and now we're done with them, go get him.
Ugh.
All right, so 2 girls leave college on a weekend to visit one of the girls' boyfriends in another state. Great. Needed to be the third wheel. They visit, and on the return trip, one of the girls dozes off. The other girl finds
Don't be that girl on the road trip, by the way.
Mom, looking at you. Always sleep.
Niecy.
I don't want her driving, though, so it's fine.
But you got to stay awake to
keep him company.
Yeah.
The other girl finds it impossible to awaken her to help her drive so that she can get some rest. The remaining girl drives all the way back to college with her friend to sleep beside her. When she awakens in the parking lot at school, she's made a long trip in a few short hours. Her friend wakes, very shaken, and agrees that it's impossible. So she's like, no, there's no way that happened. And
how'd we get here so fast?
Yeah.
She's like, I've been asleep.
Yeah. So a woman takes her 2-year-old daughter to her mother's and returns home to go to bed as usual on a Friday night. She awakens to her repairman knocking on the door on Monday morning. She had lost 2 days.
Oh my God.
Then you have a group of moms get together every now and then to laugh and have a night off.
Yeah.
We do that with some of our friends.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas. Delicious Mexican restaurant. One mother drives home planning to stop at a friend's house, but thought it was too late at night. So she detoured to a cemetery, to soak in the peace and quiet at 10:15 p.m. and then drive home.
That's a mom for you, wanting peace and quiet.
I'm just going to go to a cemetery.
So bad.
They're all dead. They're not going to bother me.
No one will ask me for fruit snacks.
Exactly. Or to wipe their butt.
Oh my God. Mom, wipe my butt. Like, wipe your own butt. Jeez.
Yes. So the next morning, her fiance asked her why she didn't get home until 1:30 a.m.
Oh.
She hadn't lost time as she remembered the time of her stops. She had gained time.
What?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. That's like flipping it on your head.
Wait. So she thought she got home at like 10:15, but her husband or whatever said it was 1:15.
Yes.
Ew.
So she
That's weird.
didn't necessarily lose the time, but like
She lost something.
yeah.
She lost memory of the time. Weird.
One of the most famous cases of missing time has been covered on this very podcast because we're 45 episodes in or whatever we are now, 6 something. Betty and Barney Hill.
Oh, yeah.
So if you recall, in the early 1960s, they were driving on a deserted road. They saw a strange craft hover over their car, and the next thing they knew, they were miles down the road, having lost about 3 hours. And then they went through the whole hypnosis and psychoanalysis and all that, and kind of retrieved some of the memories from that time they lost. So now let's go to 1993, just outside Victoria, Australia.
Ooh.
We have Kelly Cahill. Her husband and 3 children were on their way home from visiting a friend, along with 2 other cars, one containing a single person and the other containing 3. Cahill and her husband both encountered beings from a ship hovering over the road. Cahill awakened to find herself in the car. Subsequent psychoanalysis did not include hypnotism, as Cahill remembered everything about the experience, down to the odd lack of color, as we know color, of the beings. So a lot of times lost time is attributed to alien abductions. In November of 1980 in West Yorkshire, England,
Yorkshire.
police constable Alan Godfrey,
Just to live in England.
yes, was on a routine patrol one night. Unbeknownst to him, a trucker further down the road, in addition to a team staking out stolen goods,
Whoa!
so much happening, witnessed the alien craft hovering above the road. Godfrey experienced missing time, during which he remembered being questioned by a man named Joseph, wearing biblical robes.
What?
He was hypnotized.
Was he wearing
Birkenstocks? He was hypnotized after the incident and was found to be normal, although understandably shaken by the experience.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
He was found to be normal. Well, that's
And now
relative.
this on this whatever this website was, online clock or whatever, start to talk about how the mind perceives time. Well, first off,
Interesting,
time's
though.
not real.
Right.
Time is something we made up to
Right.
just like
Pass the day.
a lot different
Yes.
events during the day. You know.
Yeah.
Which you gotta have something.
You do.
Otherwise, we'd be working
All the time.
No, I
The
need
man would have
sleep.
taken care.
They would have.
Would have taken advantage of us.
The
But
man is probably trying to eliminate time.
time is it's a man-made thing, like many different things.
Yes.
It's a social construct.
So, how does the mind perceive time? The brain operates on a certain frequency. When it perceives an event, the brain waits for a repeat of the event, then judges the time between occurrences of the event.
That's so weird.
It is
though, the
weird, but if you
brain-
think about it, that is how we analyze
bizarre.
time. You know, from the
Bizarre.
time I get up to the time I leave for work, to the time I get home
God.
from work.
It's so weird, though. You know,
Yes.
the brain. It's weird.
The nature of time.
The nature of time.
The Stanford University Encyclopedia of Philosophy offers several theories on the nature of time. It seems reasonable to think that if the brain works on frequencies, so does time.
Huh?
Under the heading The Topography of Time, an author posts that time actually has no beginning or end, but it is possible that time has streams of time.
Weird.
Frequencies can enjoy a wide range of area as seen in broadband, so time itself may enjoy the same range. If time exists independently of action, then action is of itself. Hence, a missing time experience, according to the above theory, would be independent of time.
Weird.
That got real philosophical.
It really did. Wow. Nothing is as it seems.
No. So what about paranormal activities in relation to time? Everyone possesses some level of psychic ability.
Okay.
Society tends to ridicule what it doesn't understand or fears.
True.
In the past, people were put to death for being the least bit different. But as time has progressed, so is scientific learning. Quantum physics is proving that the power of the mind is phenomenal, while paranormal studies have formulated machinery capable of acquiring the frequency of the departed and sometimes interpret their words.
Like the great movie, the TV show Fringe.
Yes.
Why was that canceled?
I don't know. Bring
So
it back.
good.
Joshua Jackson. I love you.
Oh my God. And the old man. I loved him too. Good.
These things have come out of the realm of the unknown and have had the light of a new day shed on them, so that they are not called witchcraft.
No,
of course
so
not.
Sad.
And again, lots of things attribute UFOs to them. Blah blah blah. So now I'm going to move on down to thought catalog, or creepy catalog, which is like a sub. When I think of Reddit and subreddit, I'm assuming creepy catalog is like a sub of thought catalog.
Yeah, sure.
So they
also
asked
have like not creepy
their readers what their experiences with missing time was. So they don't tell their names on here, so that's unfortunate because that's usually real funny.
Like Big Peen.
We were off-roading in New Mexico and a side-by-side.
Ew, those are not meant for a road. Get off the road.
During a family vacation, it was incredibly dark. I remember little puffs of grass and plants that looked like giant tarantulas in the shadow of the headlights. We were all kind of joking about how close we were to Area 51. Don't get too close.
Don't joke about that either. It'd be your butt.
The radio stations had all gone to static, so we sat in silence as we bobbed around over the terrain. Suddenly, a light brighter than day filled the car. I squinted out the back window, and it was a giant V shape.
Ah!
We couldn't see anything.
That's a boomerang.
It's geese.
Oh, geese.
We couldn't see anything but the bright lights. My brother and I hunched down to the floorboards to hide.
Yep, that would be me.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Then my dad was driving again, and it was pitch black again except for the headlights. My brother and I were sitting in our seats again, and we drove on as if nothing had happened. But the clock showed we had lost about an hour and a half of time. The radio was playing again, and we were facing a main road back to town.
Yeah, you were abducted and probed.
For sure. All right, next. We're
like, yes, for sure. Sorry.
Case closed, ma'am.
Check your orifices.
I just banged my gavel.
You did.
Moving on. Next case on the docket, please.
Also UFOs.
Yes. They're all UFOs.
That's our explanation for everything.
Me and some friends went to this island for a vacation team building event.
Must be nice.
How is a vacation team building
Bougie.
event? No, that's work. I hate team building. Please just stop.
You hate team building?
Yes.
Well, sorry, I'm in HR. We love team building.
Well, listen to me. The people have better things to be doing with their time.
It's about bonding with your colleagues.
All I'm thinking about is all the work that is sitting on my desk that needs to be done.
But about morale, Amy.
No, it just ticks me off.
I'm just kidding.
Just stop it with the teamwork.
Let's all hold hands. Tell me two truths and one lie.
Stop it. You're giving me flashbacks. So anyways, we went to an island for vacation team building event. And we were attacked. And just when we all thought...
By what?
Just when we all thought we were going to die, nothing happened.
What?
They're fun.
You were all on shrooms.
Yes. Turns out we were in some kind of frozen time bubble. 7 years have passed for everyone else but us.
It's that show, Manifest.
Or that movie that I watched this summer with the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, where they age.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be the opposite of that. They're aging.
It's
really
also
quickly.
kind of sounds like Nine Perfect Strangers, where they're all getting dosed.
Okay,
7 years.
That was a lie. That's a lie.
That's what team building does for you.
Well, were you attacked? You can't just have all these rando facts with no elaboration.
No, you can't just say you were attacked. No. By what? An angry swarm of
So let's move on to
wild
someone
pigs?
who's maybe telling the truth. In January of 2017, my adult daughter and I were driving from the Villages, Florida.
What?
Back down to Naples.
Is that like a place we should know?
Is that like a retirement community?
Or a mall?
Yeah.
Outdoor mall situation?
So we got caught up in the I-75 portion of rush hour traffic around Tampa.
I-75.
God, Tampa's the worst.
What a drag.
Having made the trip several times before, I knew Tampa is a 2.5 to 3 hour drive from Naples. But with stop and go traffic, of course, longer. As we got out of rush hour, we saw a sign that said Naples 138 miles. So we looked at the clock. It was 6:13 and figured we'd be in Naples around 8. Next thing we knew, we were 8 miles from our exit in Naples. It was a little before 7. Somehow, driving the speed limit, we made it approximately 130 miles in less than an hour. Still blows our minds. Yeah. Which they do say sometimes, though, when aliens abduct you, They try to put you back right where you were, make everything look exactly the same, but they're
screw
not
up a
very
little.
smart when it comes to that. They're like,
Their
I-75,
attention
it all
to
looks the
detail,
same.
right, is a little
We don't know,
off.
and they're always a little off on stuff like that.
Huh. Oh,
there's
that's so
another one.
alarming because it's
really
like something
is.
was done to you. You don't know. You can't remember.
Yeah.
Do you want to remember? I don't
No,
know.
just put me back in the right time and place.
Go on, and then I'll go on.
So I'm none the wiser.
Yeah.
So when I was about 15 or 16 years old, I was walking home from babysitting. I don't know what time. It was probably after 11 p.m. I remember seeing this huge puddle in the parking lot of the hardware store. It was one house away from mine. Okay. So the hardware store kind of is a house. Then I woke up in my bed and it was morning, but I don't remember walking the rest of the way to my house or walking through the door or putting on my pajamas or climbing into bed.
Ugh.
It was weird. I think about it every once in a while.
I would think about it every day.
All right. I grew up in rural Michigan. When I was maybe 10 or 11 years
Did you
old.
say Merle?
Rural.
Oh. I'm like, Merle?
Merle Haggard, Michigan. Maybe I did say Merle. I don't know. I'm so tired.
I'm sure you said rural.
But it's rural. When I was maybe 10 or 11.
So tired. It's 5:44.
Yes.
It's Amy's bedtime.
Listen, I haven't had dinner yet. When I was maybe 10 or 11 years old, I went to dinner with my grandparents one night at a country diner and truck stop.
Of course you
They
did.
probably have country fried steak. This is
Yum.
smothered in gravy. And truck stop outside of town. We finished dinner and left the restaurant around 9 p.m. It normally took 20 minutes to drive from the restaurant back to drop me off at my mom's house. We arrived there at 2 a.m. Neither I nor my grandparents knew what happened to those 5 hours. In fact, I didn't even know it was 2 a.m. until we walked into the house and my mom was freaking out thinking we'd gotten into a car wreck or something.
Oh my God.
I vaguely remember seeing strange lights in the sky at one point about a third of the way home. Around the same time, the baseball game that was on the radio suddenly was replaced by late night easy listening music that the local station played after midnight. Many years later, I found out that event coincided. I'm so exhausted. Coincided with a rash of UFO sightings around my hometown.
Amy was just abducted.
Was it heads or tails? Which coin side was it?
And she was just placed back in front of me before my very eyes. Or she's having a stroke.
What's my missing time?
Someone get her a
Nothing.
blanket to pull up to her neck, please.
I need it. Make it weighted.
Oh, yes.
I need it. All right, so I'm going to try not to screw this one up. Here we go. When I was a very small child, like 3 or 4, I remember being in my bed at night, and I saw this alien-looking silhouette with a head the shape of a hammerhead shark.
What? Ah!
I remember being deathly terrified. So I chalked this up to me just probably seeing things. But after I laid in my bed, hiding under the covers, I just remembered a skip. Like 1 second I was hiding from this thing to me remembering my mom carrying me and holding me, and it was thundering and lightning out. There wasn't any lightning or thunder when I was in bed. So weird. I want to do one of those hypnosis sessions or something to see if I remember more about that night.
Yeah?
Okay.
Hammerhead shark?
Yeah.
What?
Weird.
Doesn't even make sense.
So one moment, it was the dead of winter with snow on the ground. And when I woke up, it was 96 degrees and sunny. Jeez, that's a lot of missing time.
What? You missed seasons.
Yes. My parents
It's
swore.
like in a movie when the
Yes,
calendar is flipping
it is.
your life right before your
The
eyes.
montage of calendar flips. My parents swore they didn't know what I was talking about, but I distinctly remember waking up so confused and asking my mom, "Why is it so hot outside?
Where have I been?"
No.
It's like, Mom, what have I been doing?
It's been about 14 years since this happened, but it feels like it just happened last week. But yeah.
Oh my God. What was he doing?
I don't know.
Was he just going about his
Where's
life?
the snow? We were investigating the Keeley Mansion in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. I went to the restroom, and 45 minutes later, the other investigators found me in some type of either trance or influence in the dark in the basement. What? Did you just have diarrhea? I have no memory of anything between the time I used the restroom and the time they found me. The camera I had set up had over 1 gigabyte of data space left on the micro SD card.
Is that a lot?
But the camera stopped recording about an hour and a half prior to this happening.
Ooh.
The camera was still on, just not recording. Like our podcast half the time. When I reviewed the footage, it did record. It had no footage of our sessions earlier in the evening down there, or even of me walking away from it. That's lame. Shut up.
Amy is not playing when she's tired.
Not.
Shut up.
I was driving to a town about an hour away from where I live. I remember taking the exit, but next thing I knew, I was entering the town limits. I have no recollection of the drive at all. I lost about 45 minutes altogether. No idea how I made it there without crashing. Well, I do that all the time.
That's true.
I get home and I'm like, how did that happen?
That wasn't safe.
No. As a kid one night, laying in bed, I was trying to fall asleep, but still wide awake. It was nighttime and dark. Turned over to the side, blinked, and it was morning in my bedroom. You went to sleep. These are getting lame.
That's called sleeping. You don't remember it happening because you're asleep.
I was 7 or 8, playing hide and seek in my yard. It was early evening, the sun still setting in the sky. I looked up in the sky and saw something strange. It looked like a metallic meteor with a pipe sticking out of it, like a tank turret. Well, how are you 7 or 8 and even know these things?
What is a tank turret?
I don't know. I'm 45. It was several hundred feet above me, moving at a snail's pace across the sky, and it made no sound. When it passed over my head, I turned to watch it some more, and it was gone. It was also completely dark, the street lights on, and my mom hollering for me to come inside.
Ooh. I don't like aliens abducting children.
Well, this is...
Oh, what?
No. When my big sister passed, I can't remember the first 2 weeks after. That's grief. PTSD. It's not missing time.
Nope. We all experienced that.
Yes. All right. Another one. An old friend and I left one city to meet my husband and another friend of ours, and okay, I guess in another city. And we left about 30 minutes before them. Guys take forever, LOL.
Do they?
No.
I think girls take forever
I always feel rushed by the men in my life.
Same.
And we decided before heading to the park, since we left so much earlier than them, why not stop at our other friend's mom's house that no one lives at?
What?
And had basically been abandoned for 4
Why
years.
would you do that?
Yeah, why? We get to the house, look inside. Electricity was still on, surprisingly. Look around the backyard, staring at a wind chime. Get back in the car and check my phone. My hubby was not happy, as we had somehow been there, in our heads maybe 15 minutes max, and apparently the guys made it to the park and had been there for over 45 minutes. We literally stared at a wind chime for almost an hour.
What?
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
That is creepy.
Were you partaking? No, in anything.
Right.
I have a habit of checking the time, and before my BF and I fell asleep one night, I checked the time. We fell asleep around 2 a.m. or so. We got a call from his mother saying his brother had been in a car accident. Yeah. I checked the time, and it was 12:30 a.m. Freaked us out a lot since we talk about time slips frequently.
So they went back in time?
Went back in time. That's weird. My sister and I took a walk around 2 a.m. just around town and to the beach. What are you people doing at these wee hours? It normally only took us an hour and a half to 2 hours, but next thing we know, we're walking through the door and it's 9 a.m. No idea what happened or where we were or what we were doing for 7 hours, but we can't recall any of it.
Ugh.
My cousin and I were walking through a park. It normally takes an hour, 30 minutes one way and 30 back. There are 2 bridges along the walk, about 20 minutes apart. On the way back, we walked over the first bridge and found ourselves on the other side of the second bridge. We had no memory of the walk between the bridges. It had also taken us only 5 minutes to do it. We were very confused. So people were like, yeah.
That's creepy.
Losing time, gaining time.
I know. Again, those aliens just don't know where to put them back, you know? Doing their best.
Not my story, but my grandma and her mom were in New Hampshire around the same time that Betty and Barney Hill had their UFO encounters.
Oh.
Driving down the road late at night, bright lights in the sky to cover up ahead as the radio scrambles and the gauges and lights go haywire when the car stalls out. Yeah. Both ladies are fixated on the ball of light and the road, and 5 minutes later, that's in quotes, they come out of their trance-like state. The lights shoot back into the sky, and the car starts back up, and they realize that the 5 minutes that they zoned out was actually 1 to 2 hours. Neither were the type to lie and would likely dismiss the next guy for making such claims up until they had their own experience.
Well, that really lends some validity, you know?
Yes.
Ugh.
I'm almost done.
You're good.
When I was maybe 12, my brother's friend had the late night paper route in our small town. What?
Why is it late night?
Terrible. It's supposed to be early morning.
Right. What?
I enjoyed going with him and folding the papers for him to deliver, so I took a nap in the afternoon and asked my brothers to wake me up when he got there because I was really excited to go. I woke up the next morning and was so upset. I yelled at my brothers for not waking me up, and they looked at me confused and said they did wake me up. They said I got up, went on the trip, came back, and went to bed. I thought they were lying and messing with me, but my brother's older friend said it was true. I still don't remember it, and I'm 35 now.
I don't like that.
And then this one says, most of my childhood. I'm missing vast sections until roughly 11 years old. Yes.
Trauma.
Yeah, so.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, so that was Missing Time. Then I'm glad we haven't covered before because I kind of had a mini
No, we definitely haven't. Just the Barney and Betty. Shoot. Anyway.
I'm like, Burning Man? Where's this
Burning Man? All right, everyone. Thank you for listening.
We're so exhausted.
We are. Rate, review, and subscribe, please.
Sorry I couldn't pronounce anything correctly. My speech gets slurred when I'm tired. This is why I must go to bed early, okay?
It's almost her bedtime. I have to take her to bed.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye.